Hello and welcome to EXT37 Mono. This is officially the first video on my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a ZX Spectrum. This device was given to me by a friend at work, and we are going to see firsthand whether it works and what sort of things we can do on it. The ZX Spectrum is actually a device I've not ever played with. I've never owned one, and I've never even used one. It's going to be the first time ever that I'm going to get my hands onto potentially this device, if it works, and we will see how it goes from there. So, let's get started. So first things first, we need to get the box. Now, I haven't actually opened up this box. Well, I have opened this box, but I haven't actually done much more than just look at the product itself. This is apparently the official Sinclair polystyrene. And here it is. Okay. They are very small, there isn't a lot to them. They have a TV, an RF out, and basically the mic and the earpiece are used for recording and reading from cassette tapes. There is, I believe, a cassette tape player. Yeah, there is a cassette tape player here. No idea what the condition of this is. We are going to find out very shortly. Pop that down there. We've also got cassette tape audio jacks. We've got obviously just two standard 2.5mm jacks, and yeah, nothing interesting there. Let's get the power supply out. Okay, so we've got some sort of power brick here. It is center negative, so. And it's supposed to be running at 9 volts. So what we will first of all do, before we plug it in, we'll just see if the power supply is giving out the right voltage, because the last thing we want to do is obviously damage the device. And if it is not, we do have a trusty backup power supply. Okay, so the power supply is now plugged in. I have to say the contacts are looking a little bit corroded on the power supply, but hopefully that won't cause us any issues. Let's turn on the multimeter. Make sure I've got it on the right setting there, and untangle some wires. Not making great contact. Okay, so we've got a little over 12 volts. In fact, we've got close to 13. I suspect that when it's under load, that will go down slightly. Obviously, there's nothing plugged into the device at the moment, but it doesn't look horrifically. There she is. Hang on a minute. It's a bit wobbly. Alright, okay, so we've lost the rubber feet at the bottom. We've only got 2 left. That's not a surprise, I suppose, the age of this device. Oh, we can leave the audio cable for now. Let's just plug the video cable in. So the video has been plugged into the back of this TV, and we shall boot the TV up. Okay, so the channel should already be selected, and all we need to do now is apply some power. we have an interesting noise coming out of the device. It's taken rather a long time to start, but to be honest, I've never owned one of these, so I have no idea how long it's supposed to take. Okay, so we've got some funky stuff going on here. I've just wiggled the power cable. I did say the contacts were a little bit iffy. Let's give it a minute, see if it comes up. It turns out the device does appear to be working. We have some strange sounds coming out of it. It isn't quite right. Let's see if we can write a program on this device. Ah, here we go. So print hello world, return line 20, go to, oh, forget the functions. The functions are already keyed in there. Okay. Oh. Go to 10. Go to 10. Run. 3, 2, 1. Whee! And as you can see, it appears to be working completely fine. So the next thing to test will of course be the cassette tape itself, to see if we can actually load some games. I do have some games. In the box there were a number of things included. We have not only the cassette player itself, which again, no idea what the condition is, but we also have a few games, a keyboard, not keyboard, a joystick, and a printer, which I understand the ZX Spectrum printers were notoriously unreliable and failure prone, so I don't hold out much hope for that, but we can certainly see how far we get with it. Okay, let's just try a quick rewind. Okay, stop, fast forward. So far so good. Now, let's plug these into the correct terminals. The mic is on grey. Okay, they're at the front. And we shall try a game. So the game selected is Ocean's Match Day for the Spectrum 48K. Apparently Match Day is no ordinary soccer game. Blistering 3D action and total animation bring the frills and spills of football to life through your Spectrum. You will marvel at the depth of play and ball control development, blah 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 blah. So, sounds like this could be a phenomenally cool game. Okay, so the cassette is in. Looks like it needs rewinding, so we'll rewind that. And the Spectrum is still working. Now, I believe the loading command is very similar to other devices. Oh, doesn't have an automatic stop on that. In that we just need to type load followed by 2 speech marks. Oh, and then press play on the player. This looks like a loading screen to me. Ah, those familiar noises. Okay, so it's recognised the fact that we have got Match Day in the cassette player. Again, this is the first time I've ever actually used a ZX Spectrum, and I certainly haven't ever loaded a game or played a game on one. And it's very similar to most other 8-bit computers out there, such as the Amstrad CPCs and the Commodore line of 64. Okay, I can already see the graphics are stunning. What was it they said on the... It says blistering 3D action and total animation. Now the only thing that concerns me ever so slightly is there's absolutely no instructions in this. So I haven't plugged a joystick in. I do have one. I'm not entirely sure how you plug a joystick in though. Whether it... Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I assume it's going to be a serial connector on the joystick, but the sort of standard DB9 type of connector. I don't see an adapter in the box for one though, so not sure how that connects. Oh no, I found the adapter. The Kempston Microelectronics. Looks like it goes from the card slot into a 9-pin DB serial connector. Excellent. Okay, it does appear to have stopped loading. Let's hit the return enter key. Oh, I love the graphics. As I said, I don't know a lot about the ZX Spectrum, and in fact I will be researching a little bit more into how it works and any additional information I can get. Interestingly, the stop button worked at the end of the tape, but not when you were rewinding. Okay. Right. Play, match day, 1 player. That sounds about right. Enter. Kick off, change team colours, change game controls, or swap controls. It does say to use the Kempston joystick, or you have O, P, A, Q, and N for kick. Okay, now that makes sense. That's separated around the keyboard there like that. There's no WSD, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Okay, let's go kick off. Well, there's two things I can notice here. The yellow and the white look very similar in terms of the colours. This signal that's going into the TV is pretty appalling. There's so much distortion. So I think I'm going to struggle to play this. Okay, right, so, oh, hello. What team am I? Hang on. Oh. How do you control who's got the ball? I don't know who scored. Right, they must be the yellow team because obviously they were controlling. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are just going to accept the fact that I'm not going to be playing this game anymore. Now, I don't actually have a way of turning this power supply off without pulling it out of the socket. What I'm actually going to do is pull it out the back of the ZX Spectrum. The contacts are quite corroded, so hopefully pushing it in and out a few times will help take away a bit of that corrosion. Excellent. So we are back, and in fact this is really fast at loading up. So the next things to try is the joystick. So what we will do is we'll unplug the ZX Spectrum again, and then we will plug in It's fascinating this. If you look closely, you can see that it is just one continuous board, and the only way to get this into the right place is that it's got a keyed slot just there which slots in, so it's not like you can fit it in left and right. It's got to be, it's very easy to get it wrong actually. Okay, let's plug our joystick with absolutely no rubber. Oh no, there is rubber. No, there is. There's only 1 foot missing. Let's pop the power back in. Let's rewind our tape. So, does the joystick... It appears the joystick isn't controlling the menu. Why did they choose white and yellow? They could have easily made one of those teams' colours red. Ah, this is interesting. Now the joystick is connected, it isn't automatically playing by itself, so it must be a requirement that the joystick has to be connected, or it's frozen. That's the other possibility. I think it may have just frozen. Oh, hang on. Just trying to move the joystick around. Oh, there's a man running there. I don't know. I think we need to test the joystick.